bad photo op with the water bottle, not what's there. Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. Obviously, the NFL made a significant announcement that benefits this city in a huge way. Couldn't be prouder of Nashville. Couldn't be prouder of our sports community. Couldn't be prouder of this opportunity. And so first I want to start by thanking the NFL for having their confidence in Nashville. You also don't do this alone by any stretch of the imagination. So I have a couple good friends behind me that will speak, so I'll save them for a minute. But I want to certainly acknowledge and thank Rich Riebling and the Event Marketing Fund, which is providing support for us. Freddie O'Connell, councilman of this district, thanks for loaning the district where most of the activity will take place. Kim and Monica from the Sports Authority, thank you all. Well, I think we appreciate your support and cooperation along the way. Scott Ramsey with the Sports Council, thank you guys. This is a lot of work in the next 11 months. It is a significant undertaking. And if I thought about it, when they announced 5 cities for 2 years, I thought, okay, 40%. That's not bad odds. And when they only announced 1 city today, if I'd have known that it might have been 1 in 5, I might have been a whole lot more nervous heading into this than I was. But we could not be more excited, and I want to introduce our Mayor, David Briley. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Butch. This is another great day for the city of Nashville. I'm glad that Councilman Freddie O'Connell has joined us here today. If you look back at the direction of our city and moments that have really sent us in a positive direction, I think one of the days is when our city voted to approve the bonds for the construction of the stadium that's right behind us. And over the years, the NFL has really brought great things to Nashville. And now the NFL sees that Nashville is really the best place in the country for this kind of event. We have the right venues, right hotels, we have the right restaurants, the best music, and the one and only Lower Broad that's right behind you. Nashville is a place where over the decades lots of people have seen their dreams come true. And just this, in the coming year, more than 200 NFL draft picks will see that take place for them as well. We're looking forward to welcoming tens of thousands of people to Nashville to participate in the draft. NFL coaches, general managers and scouts, players, families, and I guess most importantly fans who will be coming to our city. We'll have more than 2,000 national and international journalists who come to Nashville. Perhaps that's more than we need in any one place at one time, but we'll make it work. Because all of those media members will represent something so much bigger to Nashville, and that's worldwide exposure. I'm looking forward myself to taking the direct British Airways flight to London in October to see the Titans play there, but Nashville is truly becoming an international city. And so the draft coming here is an amazing opportunity for this city, and I want to thank just a few people. First, our own NFL team for the past 20 years. The Titans have been led by the Adams family and now by owner Amy Adams Strunk and the CEO Steve Underwood. I want to thank Butch and his team at the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation for everything they're doing to promote Nashville, not just around the country but around the world, and everyone else who has worked so hard on winning this bid. Everybody who had a hand in our winning this bid certainly deserves a lot of credit for a job well done. And so now I'd like to invite Stuart Spears, the Senior Vice President of the Tennessee Titans, to say us a few words. I did wear my Titans blue today just to support this event, so come on up, Stuart.
Thank you, Mayor. Today's announcement provides us all with a very proud moment. This franchise moved to this city over 20 years ago, and to see where we started compared to where we are today, it is truly remarkable. This moment is why Bud Adams chose Nashville. He believed in this city's can-do attitude and incredible spirit that it could make Nashville a great NFL city, and he's 100% right. How big is the NFL draft? In Dallas last month, the draft drew over 400,000 fans to draft and draft-related events. Over 2,000 media credentials were issued for the event, and nearly 46 million people watched all or part of the draft on broadcast and cable networks. In terms of attendance, national and international media coverage, and television viewing, Nashville has never hosted an event like the 2019 NFL Draft. This is a milestone for this city for which it should be very proud. It's also a story of cooperation. Butch Spyridon and the fine staff at the Convention and Visitors Corporation, Scott Ramsey and his staff at the Nashville Sports Council, and people throughout a variety of levels of metro government have worked hard on this project. But mostly, the great people of Nashville, Davidson County, and Middle Tennessee have made this possible. But this is not just a Nashville moment. It is truly a Mid-South moment. Your passion for and commitment to sports has paid off for all of us. We all support our high schools, our colleges, and all of our pro teams better than any other region in the country, and today's decision to put the NFL Draft in this market proves that. And on behalf of everyone within the Titans organization, we want to tip our hat to our controlling owner, Amy Adams Strunk. Her commitment to bring this event to Nashville was unwavering. Her ability to sell Commissioner Goodell and her fellow NFL owners on what makes Nashville impressive was key. Nashville beat out of many other great cities to host this event, and Amy Adams Strunk was our ace in the hole. We look forward to working with Butch, with Scott, all of Metro leadership, and with business and civic partners throughout the community to make this event an incredible success. We know our fans will come through, as they always do. And once this draft is completed next year, Nashville will have set the standard for all future events to strive for. Thank you. Put it back to Butch.
Let me echo what Stuart was referring to. And, there have been many meetings already. I know Chief Anderson is here. The police department has been invaluable. And one of their comments was, whatever you need, we'll get it done. It doesn't happen in other cities like that. Same thing with Public Works. Stuart and Burke Nihill, Burke's the legal counsel for the Titans. Burke's been to the last two drafts with us. We came back. I've never seen a lawyer prepare a PowerPoint on what the presentation should look like. He wasn't very far off a little over a year ago. Stuart was with us in Dallas, as was Jay Grider from the Sports Council. But a lot of planning has already gone in, and the cooperation has been above and beyond anybody's expectations. And I will tell you, the league noticed Nashville's ability to get things done and its willingness to cross party lines, if you will, department lines, and work together. A huge asset for us, as was our reputation for hosting huge events. CMA, the Bowl, New Year's Eve, July 4th, the watch parties, the NHL All-Star Game, all of that went into play, including the Titans uniform reveal. It wasn't any one thing. It was everything we do every day as a city. So I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I hope y'all are as excited as we are about the opportunity. And we'll take some questions from photo op first. My bad. I missed that instruction. While we're getting ready for the photo op, one more bit of trivia. Next year will be the 100th anniversary of the NFL. And while there may be a couple things that happen earlier, the draft will be the first significant event for the league celebrating 100 years. So it's an extra honor for us and maybe a little extra pressure to perform at a higher level. But we look forward to that challenge as well.
All right. You're going to hold that? Got it?
You're right, the tape might help.
Do you want us to move over to your left there, Butch, a little bit?
Right here for one, please.
How's your spiral, Butch?
We might find out in a second.
We got one right here. Everybody good? All right.
Happy to answer any questions that you all might have.
If you have a question, please raise your hand so we can get the handheld
we do have a
microphone to
mic.
you.
So
So how will the logistics work on this? What buildings will be utilized?
Great question. Still to be determined to a degree. Basically, we pitched the Music City Center, the Symphony Hall, Ascend Amphitheater, this location in Lower Broad, the pedestrian bridge, and Titan Stadium. I would say the majority of that will be used, not all of it, but the NFL will be in very soon, and we'll start narrowing it down. But a lot of things to take care of, and there'll be a lot of activation everywhere.
Mayor Briley, quick question. You know, I've been hearing a lot of people say to expect CMA Fest type numbers. Is Nashville ready when it comes to its infrastructure and being able to handle the influx of people here?
I'm sure that one of the reasons the NFL picked us is because we've already demonstrated that we're capable of handling events like this. I think Butch will have 2,000 more hotel rooms online by then, which will hopefully keep our rates down a little bit and make it easier for fans to come from around the country. But every year we hold big events like this multiple times, so we're ready.
Butch, could you talk a little bit, I'm over here, about the types of events, particularly that community members or visitors that aren't that into football can expect, or what all are we going to see? What's the scope here?
It's a pretty broad appeal event. The fan experience, so there are three key components to the draft. The draft theater, which is where the teams make their formal selection. The selection square is where the teams are housed with the formal desks, where the picks come in, where they take them to the commissioner, and the fan experience. So at least initially, the fan experience will happen, majority of it across the river. And there are interactive NFL-type activations, and there are sponsor activations. But plenty of food, plenty of beverage, plenty of activities, interactive as well as museum-type activities. And the other two speak for themselves. They are events unto themselves, and fans will have the opportunity to walk through Selection Square, and the league will have some kind of lottery based on who will have access to the draft, and if somebody leaves, they'll bring somebody else in. So a lot of people will get to attend the draft itself. I don't know if you want to.
Butch, what does today's announcement mean for a possible Super Bowl bid in the future?
Obviously, I'll never shy away from a big event. I think it's a little premature. If you ask me that question after the draft next year, I probably would have a better answer. But obviously, we would like to show off our capacity and our capabilities, and we intend to do that. So when the question does come up, we're ready to answer it.
Butch, you mentioned 2,000 more hotel rooms online by the time the draft rolls around. What's the city's capacity right now, and how did that factor into winning this bid from the league?
We have just about 29,000 rooms in Davidson County. So we'll be at 32,000 by the time the draft gets here. That is the top 25 market in the country. They certainly asked the question, if you have a marathon going on, where are fans going to stay? So we were able to show them demand, new supply, and make the case that it made a lot of sense. So feel comfortable with our hotel supply, and as they alluded to, our rates as well.
Stuart, I guess question for you. As the Titans sort of elevate their brand towards getting to where they weren't on the field, what does this do for the Titans brand and what they can do to compete with other teams at top tier of the league?
It certainly represents an elevation of opportunity. It's why it was so important to Amy Adams-Strunk. As a citizen of Nashville, she was excited about bringing an event like this to this city, but also she was excited about coming on the heels of playing in London this fall to follow up this event, that it gives us a chance to showcase not only our brand and the Titan Fireball, but also our stars.
Any other questions?
Just to echo Amy Adams-Strunk enthusiasm. What she has brought to the table has not only lifted the Titans in all the right ways, I think it's helped elevate Nashville as well. And I want to add my thanks as well. She's been incredibly supportive, cooperative, and I probably shouldn't say it. I even asked Steve Underwood if he thought she would write a check as we raise money for this, and he said we ought to ask, that he thought she might. So it's a new day in Nashville, and I figure if I go on record, I might get a better shot. Yeah.
can you talk a little bit, you mentioned the event marketing fund. Can you talk a little bit about the spending on this event and more about the resources, the people, the overtime as far as Metro is concerned?
Sure. A couple of things. One, this past year, we did a grant to Metro Police for $150,000 to go towards special event overtime. We hope to do another grant of $100,000 next year for police overtime because we know we're putting a pretty good burden on that. We'll tap the event fund with available dollars. We estimate the budget being about $3 million. And that's a guess right now because we still don't know exactly what we're doing. But it'll either come from the event fund, our budget, or private sector. We will not ask the city for any general fund money. I think that is important.
Any other questions? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank Stuart and the mayor, and thank all of you all. Appreciate it.
Okay. With the,
You're back on
the
football.
stuff. If you want.